Welcome to Chapter by Chapter, The Eye of the World. I am Steve Haynes, and with me, say your name.
Will Cowan.
We rehearsed
I was
this
waiting.
so many times.
I was waiting for more of an intro. Every time I introduce you, I give you like a bunch of little terms to add on to it. Might start calling you the dragon now.
I ain't got nothing for you. I don't know what to tell you.
You're just the guy. You are just a boy.
But what I do have is Chapter 4 of The Eye of the World, The Gleeman.
The Gleeman. I love how this is one of the first names that we've come across in these first couple chapters that I know exactly what kind of person this is based off the name. I know exactly what they do.
Tom?
Yep. No, it's like the Gleeman. His name is Tom, but like just the Gleeman. I know exactly what he does because of that name. I know exactly what he does.
What does he
brings
do, Will?
glee. He brings glee, man.
He does bring glee. Well, this chapter sees a man showing up who brings glee to the people, a Gleeman.
A Gleeman.
And even though Will just gave us a thorough explanation of what a Gleeman is, we're going to consult to the good old handy-dandy glossary for the Gleeman entry. A Gleeman, a traveling storyteller, musician, juggler, tumbler, and all-around entertainer. Known by their trademark cloaks of many colored patches, they perform mainly in the villages and smaller towns, since larger towns and cities have other entertainments available. Ain't no time for Gleeman in big cities.
No. They just bring it to the small town, to the people who deserve it, really.
Kind of like a busker.
Yeah. While you were explaining that summary from the glossary, I had an image of Steve Martin come shooting into my head. I was like, oh my God.
Steve Martin's your Gleeman?
Steve Martin's my Gleeman.
Pass
Steve
a
Martin's...
coin to your Gleeman.
You just throw a mustache on him, and I'm pretty sure we got the Gleeman that's in this book. So this chapter starts off pretty much like every chapter so far, right off from the last chapter, just like they say the Gleeman's here, and they just go straight into
the
Gleeman chapter. Picks right up. And the Gleeman essentially just brings some joy to the people in the town. He just he walks into the Wine Spring Inn and starts like asking the people like, what kind of stories do you want? What do you want to see? He starts like he's entertaining the crowd. This is a pretty short, relatively short chapter, but while he's kind of entertaining the crowd, Moraine and Lan come in, like they walk into the Wine Spring Inn, and kind of like things get a little serious. Everybody's like, who are these? We don't like these people.
Yeah, suddenly things take a turn and get a little more serious because those people, it's not a normal occurrence.
Yeah. Gleemans are normal occurrence. Like Gleemans are like, they can go anywhere they want. They're just like
but them being in the town, the Lan and Moraine being in the town is not a regular occurrence.
No, definitely not. And them walking into the Wine Spring Inn just kind of like makes everybody a little more tense about the situation. Even the Gleeman asks Moraine, like, who are you? And she's like, oh, I'm just a traveler. You know, even though we are pretty sure that's not what she is. We are relatives. Yes. Like she is more than just that. She's got something else fishy going on with that land.
Is she an Aes Sedai?
Yep.
Dun, dun.
I would say so. At this point, I think it's an educated guess.
And does Tom, the Gleeman, realize that she is one?
Isn't it alluded to in the chapter? I haven't taken a look at it since I read it last.
Yeah, it is, but it's not spelled out.
Yeah, I think he like the Gleeman just kind of like knows, and he just like leaves it alone. Because that's just trouble. Like a Gleeman doesn't have time for that kind of trouble, you know? Yeah. He's got people to entertain. Right after that, we see Tam come out of the village council that's questioning Pat and Fane about all the stuff that's going on around the world. I think we forgot to mention that in the last chapter with the peddler, the town council kind of takes Pat on Fane and removes him from the rest of the group so they can question him about the world in private. And we're just seeing kind of like the end of that conversation as Tam comes out and he comes up to Rand and he's like, we're going to go home. And on the way home, Tam says to Rand, like, you know what? You're not the only one that saw the Black Rider, like saw the spooky guy. And he's just like, it's probably nobody. It's probably some refugee from this other battle, or if it is somebody that has malice intent, then we'll put up the guards around the town, and we'll either catch him or it'll scare him off. And that's kind of how they leave it off there.
That there's basically nothing that he could possibly do that the people of Emmonsfield, couldn't take care of.
Yeah, that's exactly it's more or less exactly the last line there. And that's pretty much the entirety of this chapter. Very short. Like, I mean, it's not short, but because the thing about Robert Jordan's writing is that he lingers on those details for a very, very long time. And there's almost a point where, like, when I'm reading it, where I'm like, okay, cool. Speed this up. Let's keep going. And then you get those, like, couple of paragraphs, so you're like, okay, this is important. This is kind of pushing that plot along a little bit.
Yeah, this chapter does move things a little bit. We get Rand and Tam returning home. And the Gleeman adds a little bit to it, but overall, it is a slower chapter for sure.
Who do you see? Like, I said Steve Martin, but who do you see as the Gleeman?
Well, he's got white hair, and he's wearing a cloak full of colored patches. So let's see. I mean, Steve Martin's a pretty good guess on that one. I'm kind of just picturing Geralt from The Witcher, but singing songs. He's a much more friendly, jovial version.
Yeah, it's just way more. You just want to hang out with that guy way more often.
He's not this version's not a fighter at all.
No, he's definitely not. I like the Gleeman, the way they kind of introduce him. I think that's kind of the whole point of the Gleeman is like you have to like him. But I don't know, like I don't get any fishiness from him when there's like some other characters like Moraine and Lan. Well, obviously, like they're the strangers. There is obviously some sort of fishiness, or the Black Rider. But like, I just think this guy is just like as simple as he is. Not as simple as Ewan though. I think Ewan is kind of like the town idiot. You know how Sin Bui is like the town jerk.
Yeah.
Ewan Fingar is like the town idiot because he keeps on blurting out shit that's like everybody's like, shut up, just shut up. You're a dumb kid.
I mean, I think there could be more to the Gleeman, to Tom. I think there could be more than him. I mean, he's a man who's traveled the world, the country, and he seems to know a bit of what's going on and how things are. Maybe he knows what the deal is with Moraine. Maybe they even know each other. We don't know.
Yeah.
But I think there's definitely potential there for him.
Yeah.
Or he could just fade away.
Come fade away. Come fade away. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think we've seen the last of the Gleeman though, even though we are leaving the town with Tam and Rand. But that more or less kind of wraps up this chapter for us for chapter 4. Tomorrow we are going into chapter 5, Winter Night, which is the term that's used before, like the eve of Beltane. It's called Winter Night, I believe so. So
Sweet.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that tomorrow.
On chapter 5.
Bye. Chapter. We got to come up with a better outro. But yeah, that's pretty much as it is. So we'll see everybody tomorrow.